name is Tamara, and this is episode 39 of the Caffeinated Craft Mamas podcast. My podcast all about my knitting, crocheting, and bookish life in Southwest Missouri, where I live with my partner Richard, our 3 kids, and our dog. Oh, how are you guys? It has been 2 weeks. Today is Friday, June 7th, and I need to go get William off the bus in about 45 minutes. It was his first week of summer school this week. So I'm going to get this recorded really quick and hopefully up and out to you guys by tomorrow morning. So we'll go ahead and do some admin stuff. I have 2 half objects to talk about, a couple of projects that are super close to being done, and some crocheting to talk about. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you would like to follow me on social media, please feel free to do so. I'm really only active over on Instagram. I post over there once or twice a week. I am the caffeinated_craft_mama. I've been posting a lot of stories about how much I'm looking forward to fall. I'm so ready, and it's only June 7th. But that's okay. I am doing better this week than I was last week, so we've had a couple of rainy and cool days I'm very thankful for. So yeah, that's pretty much the only place I'm active on social media. All right, so let's talk about my first half object. It's living in my Ambi Marie Knits Springtime But Spooky bag. I'm not actually sure if that's what she calls it, but that's what I call it. And I finished one of Richard's socks. So I was here last time. I mean, it wasn't much of a stretch to finish the sock. Did my sewn bind off that I prefer. So, and I got the second one started. And can we just, oh, you're not gonna be able to see it. Hang on. It's a coffee pot. Aren't they cute? Those are from Mountain State Stitches. I really like them. And then my friend Andy has started being able to make these. So I have a feeling I'm gonna have several because she keeps coming out with really cute stuff. This is Knit Picks Felici and Arcade Afternoon. Just something I had in stash. This is what was left of the first ball. So I wound the second ball and I'm just knitting. I got the stripes to match up. Most of the time I don't care, but I thought it would be fun to have these ones match up. And these are his long socks that he typically wears in the winter. So, and I'm knitting these ones on, are these ones? I think these are ones because they're crooked. Yeah, these ones, so that's how I know these are my US ones, because these ones are bent. They came that way. So yeah, those are my ones. Okay. Number 2 that I have a half object are my A Quart of socks. Yarn is by Desert Vista Dye Works. Desert Vista Dye Works. These are for me. They are much longer than I typically knit my sock, actually because I was out at the playground and I didn't want to do the bind off, so I just kept knitting. So I ended up needing to do 55 rows of leg. I usually do 40 to get all the colors in one more time, and then I did a 20 row cuff, and I usually do 15. But I tried them on the other day and I really like them. I knit these on my size 0 2mm 9-inch circulars. So I end up having to add stitches to them. This one ended up being a 64 stitch sock when I typically knit on US ones a 60 or even a 56 stitch sock for myself. I usually do 56 on Magic Loop. If I'm doing 9-inch circulars, I do 60 because I tend to knit a little tighter. So yeah, and I got the second one started and I am already to the second color. I'm gonna get some primo sock knitting time because we are already planning on going to the drive-in at least twice in the coming weeks. So I will get some major sock knitting time available to me when we go there. All right. Third up is my last sock, and this would have been my finished object, but you know, life happens, and Grace and her brother here were here today. Wow. and I just didn't get them done. So that's okay. These are knit on US 0. These are 60 stitch socks because I'm doing the magic loop, and I literally have like 10 rows left in the bind off. So these are my Christmas socks. They will definitely be a finished object next time. And I'm sure we've talked about this before, but I will say it again. This is Cascade Heritage, color number 137. I bought 3 balls of this, and really there's 4 of us because I wear the same size shoe, but I knit socks for 3 other people who wear really close to the same size shoe as me. So I'm going to knit 8 total, or well, 6 total socks. I can't decide if I'm going to knit my own. 6 total socks, and then I'm going to match up the stripes as best I can so they look close to a pair. That way I'm not wasting any yarn trying to get the pattern repeat, because the repeat is really long. You know, from the white to the white is really long. So that's the plan with those. So I'm just gonna knit, 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 knit. It's really soft. I was showing this to Amber yesterday, and she even made a comment. She's like, oh, the prints is a lot softer than the regular Cascade Heritage. And this is living in my Ginger Snap Fibers snowman and mugs bag that I love so much. Okay, let's see, we'll talk about the last 2, well, they're both knitting, I guess. Okay, so Jungle Doodle did not get done, but I made a ton of progress. I ended up not getting to knit on this as much as I thought I would, which is okay, it happens. I've got probably 3 charts left. I'm getting ready to start the peacock chart, and then I'll have another smaller chart like I've been doing, and then one more big chart. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. Look at those chameleons! Aren't they cute? So I am getting a little bit more excited about this project now that I'm getting towards the end. Part of my issue was just the 3-color work takes a lot of brain space for me, and William has been home from school, and so that was it was taking up more brain space than I had at the time. But he's at summer school right now, and so I have the brain space to work on this a little more. So yeah, that should definitely be a finished object next time, because I'm hoping to have it in the mail to her by next week. There is the Jungle Cruise bag that she gave me. I thought it was awesome. Okay. That pattern is by Jamie Lomax, and the yarn is from Emily of Fangirl Fibers, in case I forgot to say that. If you're a returning viewer, you've seen all these projects 500 times. But that is the nature of our craft, right, guys? You see stuff over and over and over again because it takes a long time to finish things. Okay, so let's talk about a tale of woe. All right, are you ready for this? So my Ahsoka shawl, I did get some progress on it. This is the only progress I have. And it doesn't look like a lot, but what happened was I messed up somewhere. I think I dropped a yarn over, is I think what happened. Because how Lesley writes up these patterns is she writes up a repeat that is, 10, 15 instructions long, puts it in parentheses, and then tells you to go back and repeat that until you hit so many stitches left. So like 6 or 7 stitches left before the marker, or 6 or 7 stitches left before the end. So I was having a hard time because, again, I have children. I couldn't just sit there and knit on this. This has definitely been a William's out of the house or William is in bed type of knitting project. So I dropped a stitch somewhere. I had to tink back 4 rows, I think. I think I had to tink back 4 rows to get to where I had the right number of stitches to get back. So I would have had about double this, but I'm really happy with it, and it's gonna be so pretty. It's gonna be so pretty. And I'm glad that happened to me now versus on the second wing. I'm calling these wings. So my hope is to possibly have this lace done. We'll see. This is one of those projects that just like it gets done when it gets done, And it is living in my R2-D2 bag that I made. A lot of, no, I guess I just have these 2 bags. Okay, the last whip I want to talk about is one that will be ongoing for a long time. It is living in my Jack and Sally bag that I made. My big duffel bag. And it is my Crocheted Memories blanket. So if you follow Andy the Knitress, you know she does a Zoom sometimes, and I have been lucky enough to join that Zoom several times now. And I really enjoy it, and that is where I have been working on these blocks. When we're all on there talking and just hanging out and doing stuff, that's where I've been working on these. So I have put in this block, which is a Kimber's Cozy Creations. I don't remember the name. This one is a West Yorkshire Spinners. This was a leftover Halloween advent, I believe, from like 2 years ago. And then I have another Halloween advent. Actually, these are both Halloween advents from 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah. And I am getting the Fangirl Fibers Crescent City advent, you guys. I'm so excited. I can't decide if I am going to, it's a Halloween advent. I can't decide if I'm going to make something with it or if I'm just going to put it in the blanket. I should not say just. If I'm going to put it in the blanket or if I'm going to make a different project with those, I haven't decided yet. Because I have plenty of scraps in here. I mean, this bag is huge and it's filled to the purple with scraps. So I have plenty for the blanket. So I might look into doing something else with that. I kind of want to see how they go together. If they're going to be random or if they're going to be like a fade where I could do like a whatever sweater if I held a solid color all throughout or something. I don't know. But I'm really excited about it. So, and that's really all the crafty content I have. I am planning on starting 2 things pretty quickly. I was selected for a test knit from Bad Wolf Girl Studio, so I'm going to be starting that really soon. She's given a very generous testing window, so I have plenty of time to get that done. But I do want to go ahead and get it started just because I don't want her to think I'm not going to work on it. And it is an adult colorwork sweater, but it's dragons. I'm very excited. It's going to be really cool. And then, oh, excuse me. Whew. Sorry about that. And then I am also going to steal an idea from my friend Nicole, who is Witchin' Knitting Mama. I'll put it right here. I never get it right. I just, when her Instagram name pops up on my phone, I'm just like, oh, it's Nicole. So anyway, my friend Nicole is knitting a tank top. And I thought, you know what? How fun would it be to have a new tank top for the 4th of July? To knit myself a tank top for the 4th of July. So I have some blue, like, it's not like navy. It's more like royal blue Cascade Heritage. I have 2 skeins. So I'm debating between the sea glass tank or the outline. The outline tank. I'll put photos up here. Tell me what you guys think in the comments, which one you think I should do. I'm deciding whether I should be, because I have the sea glass tank already. I have the pattern. It's by Meg Regan, Bad Wolf Girl Studios. So I would have to buy the outline pattern. So I don't know. I can't decide. One is bottom up, one is top down, one has lace, one doesn't. So, I don't know. I just can't decide which one I want to do. So, we'll see what I end up deciding. Vote. Tell me what you think. Okay. Reading and watching. I really only have one book to talk about. And that has a lot to do with what we're going to talk about in Life and Junk. But I'll briefly touch on it here. William had a really hard time for the week and a half that they were out between school and summer school starting. We were having major fits, major meltdown, hitting, kicking, spitting. I have learned that it is linked to when he is hungry, which is something we went through with his sister, but he's not wanting to eat. And what he does want to eat is typically something that is very carb heavy versus protein heavy. The only protein the child really eats is peanut butter and nuggets. So we'll talk more about that in Life and Junk. But anyway, all that to say, I finished the first book of the Zodiac Academy on Audible, and I started the second. And I'm about a third of the way through the second, but I have not been able to listen to audiobooks as much because when he's in those fits, he goes for my glasses, he goes for my headphones. When he's really angry and in the middle of one of these fits, nothing is safe. My phone, anything is not safe around him. So my Kindle. So I haven't been able to read or watch as much as I was wanting to. And that's okay. It's a season in life. But yeah. So we did get to watch one movie. And if you've been around a while, you know I'm not a movie watcher. But Richard and I watched Damsel on Netflix. And I really liked it. It gave me a little bit of the paper bag princess vibes. If you ever read that in like a literacy class in college, that's actually where I heard it. And I really like it. If you haven't read it, you should get it from the library and read it to your kids, especially if you have a girl. Basically, it's about a princess whose prince gets stolen from her by a dragon. And so she goes and she chases down the dragon and she outsmarts him and gets her prince back. And then her prince ends up being a butthead to her. And she's like, whatever, I'm not going to marry you, and goes off and does her own thing. So very much feminist vibes there. I read it to Jade a lot growing up. Olivia too. And I read it to William too. Because I think it's important. It's an important message, you know, that she rescued him. Anyway, we're not getting on that soapbox. But the movie was really good. We enjoyed it. It is a little graphic, so it might scare some smaller children, but we really liked it, and it was really, really good. I feel like the ending was a little rushed, but I usually feel that way in movies. Because I read so many books, I just want movies to go on forever, especially if I'm enjoying them. I hate when they end. So, but overall, it was a pretty good movie, and I would watch it again. You guys know that I don't talk about stuff on here unless it is something I would read or watch again. So that's it for books and what I have been watching. We are probably going to start the Vampire Academy series. Either Richard and I are together, or I am myself. The TV show. I have read the first 2 books, and then my library didn't have the 3rd book, so it took me a while to get the 3rd book, and then by the time I did, I never read it. It's on my bookshelf downstairs. That's another one of those series that I'm like, I should give that series another try. But I think I'm going to watch that. It's just kind of been on my mind recently to watch that. So yeah, that's about it. As I said, Life and Junk summer is going on. Jade and I have spent a lot of time out at the pool, especially since brother has been at summer school and her and I are home. We've just been chilling out together. Summer school is going well. And thankfully it seems like the fits have been going on for the last month. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that they were kind of prepping them at school. Hey, you're going to go on to kindergarten. You're going to leave Shady Dell and you're going to go to kindergarten. And, you know, William's been at that school for like 2.5 years. So that was a big change for him. But he is enjoying summer school. He's having a lot of fun. The fits have slowed down the last few days. So I expect them to slow down some more. Until summer school is out. Once summer school is out, I have a feeling they're going to be ramped back up a lot. So I kind of have a plan in place for what July and the beginning of August are going to look like for us. And I've had to just tell people, I'm sorry I can't go do something with you today, or I'm sorry we're not coming to this, or I'm sorry we're not doing this, because I'm not going to take him somewhere when he's already keyed up or already in pre-fit mode. I'm not going to take him somewhere and have him have a fit in the middle of a party. I'm not setting him up for failure. And that's already happened to us once, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It's a season in life, and we'll get through it just like we did with Jade, and it'll be all right. But it's hard. It's really hard. My glasses are all scratched up on the one lens because he got mad at me the other day and ripped my glasses off my face, and one of the lenses popped out and skidded across the concrete. So it's all scratched up now. And he's throwing fits like a 2 or a 3-year-old would, but he's almost 6. He's 42 pounds. He's tall, so he's a lot when he's in the middle of those fits, and he's throwing things, and he's hitting you, and he's spitting, and it's just a lot. So, all that to say, knitting content, there may be a lot some days, some weeks, and there may not be hardly any some weeks. I will always get on here, and I will always talk about it, because if I did one stitch, you guys know I'm going to tell you about it. But that just may be the reality. So I am actually going to finish this and hop off here in a second, because I am going to go get William off of the school bus, and we are going to go swimming, hopefully, if he had a good day. If he had a good day, we told him we would take him to the pool this evening, so we'll hopefully go swimming and hopefully have something really good to eat, and then we will go from there. So I will talk to you guys in 2 weeks, and hopefully I will have several finished objects to show you. But if I don't, that's okay too. I hope that you guys are healthy, happy, and safe, and that you are carving out crafting time in this crazy season or time of the year, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye!